Many agents are trying to figure out how exactly they can scale their agency. Building equity through your lead generation is going to be the number one key that most people are missing out on. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what that looks like and why that's important. My name is Trey. We've helped over 550 agents issue pay $40,000 per month, run a company called Agent Lead Lab and Lead Lab CRM. And our job is to help you continue to grow as a life insurance agent or scale and partner with us as an agency owner. And be one of the top agencies in the United States by leveraging our internal lead systems and processes that we have in helping you scale. So without further ado, let's hop into this video. First things first, I'll go full screen here. I want to touch on a few things. So understand that a lot of people are like, okay, so what is building equity? Like, what does that even mean? All right. And when you look at having a house, right, or you look at building, having assets, the purpose of having assets is that you have equity. So as time goes on, even though you continue to pay on this thing, right, over time, you actually build inherent value. Now, when you buy leads from companies, you do not do that. And I have tons of videos on how to work leads to be successful and to be profitable. But understand that when you build a system or you hire a team, you create an asset, right? When you run ads, and you structure your entire ecosystem for your life insurance agency on something that you own, you have a lot more control and it's a lot more scalable, and there's nobody that can take or pull the rug from underneath you, right? So our job when we come in is to actually help you partner, but also understand that this doesn't have to be done with us. Like, this is just, if people want us to work with them, cool. My job on this channel, still sick, so I'm recording these videos every day, guys, is to actually show you all how to build your agency on like a firm foundation and not on like sand like everybody else is. Okay, so we're gonna go through that today. I'm gonna briefly kind of explain how that works. So I was gonna call it equity versus leasing, or as other people would know, it's like ownership versus leasing. Now on my website, I have a ton of information about this, but there's really a few components, right? So ownership, right, is like having your own internal lead system, right? Having your own backend CRM, right? And then owning the IP of all the software / leads. Now, this is something that so many people struggle to actually understand, but recognize and realize that every time you upload your information into somebody else's CRM or into somebody else's backend system, it is not yours, it's theirs. The amount of people that I talk to, like, yeah, man, I got my own setup. And I'm like, okay, first of all, let's walk through the basics. If you say that you have your own system or that you work with the team and like you have your own in-house thing, but you don't know what the ad looks like, you've never actually crafted and created any of your offers unique to you being a life insurance agent, it's not positioned as you have no brand authority, you have no pay, like you have a Facebook page, but it looks like dirt. Like, that's not professional. If I'm seeing an ad and I see your face on it, meaning like it's like XYZ Facebook page, that just looks so cheesy. Like, take the time to actually build something sustainable. Go buy a domain, like create an actual landing page, create a website, create about us. Like, take time to make yourself look proper. If you're gonna, and this is for agents and agency owners who are trying to scale. Like, the reason that you build equity in your agency is not because you want to be fancy and cute and say like you have your own ads. Like, who cares about that? It makes you more money, right? I have videos that literally show you there's a 20% increase in conversions with equity, right? 20%. Let me pause this real quick. You all would think of doing this every day. I would remember to do that. I'm gonna get to it at some point. But there's a 20% increase in conversions with you having equity advertising, right? Like, my bad. Equity ads, because what it does is it allows you, right, to like, here's kind of an analogy I want to give people, right? So imagine someone sees your ads or hears about your agency. Now, let's say they hear about your agency and they don't take action, meaning that you're talking to somebody and you're like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Like, what do you do? It's like, yeah, I run XYZ financial group. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then they write it down. And then when you leave, they're like, well, I might want to work with you. This is just, let's do warm. Let's not even talk about cold. Let's just do warm. Somebody that you met face to face, shook their hand. After you talk to them, they go look you up. When they look you up, they can't find anything. Meaning that when they go to Google, when they go to LinkedIn, they look your name up, they can find something, and then after that, you're dead. Okay, they look your agency up, they can't find anything. You email them from @Gmail. It's like nothing wrong with that. Like it's totally fine. But if you're trying to look professional, especially for these agents that are like, well, I don't want to do funnel expense, I want to do like advanced market. And I'm like, bro, do you even have like a do you have an entity? Do you have an LLC? Do you have an S corp? Do you have like an EIN? Do you have any business bank statements? Like, are you trying to build that if you don't have it? Because if you don't, that's fine. But this is for agents and agency owners who are like actually trying to really do this the right way, like actually build a business. If you want to run around with a chicken with like with your head cut off, like that's cool. That's fine. Just do that. But don't say that you want to build a real business. Like actually having equity advertising and scaling your agency and having a real business, right? Where you come in and your agents can get their own email addresses and your team can actually be leveraged underneath your name. Like if you're not doing that, it's fine. You can still make money. Don't get it twisted. But like if you really want to scale and you really want to grow, you want to have everything branded, because the reason why you want it to be branded is it gives you leverage, right? And then you get the ownership behind it. Okay. So that's what it's going to do. Owning your own internal lead system, meaning that you have staff, right? You run your own ads from different platforms, from different angles. You have strategists, like you have a team that you hire. You're not just buying leads. I love people who buy leads. Once again, my business is broken down in 2 pillars. This is for the people that don't want to do that, right? I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with either or. It just depends on where you're at and what you're trying to do. Don't be the person that says, hey, I want to build a business, but I don't want to invest. That's ignorant. Be the person that says, hey, I want to build a business. I'm willing to invest. I know it's going to take time, but I want to have ownership. I want to have equity. You don't go buy a house and say, hey, I'm gonna go buy a house and I'm gonna just pay for it like it's rent. No, they say, hey, you have to put a down payment on the crib. When you start working with somebody, you got to put a down payment to move the ball forward. And then it's still monthly payments, month after month after month. But here's the benefit. You can look up in a year or 2 years and say, oh, okay, cool. If I want to sell in 10 years, in 15 years, you can sell the house. It's for people that are serious. People that aren't serious don't buy cribs, right? Or they trying to be serious at least, right? They may not actually be serious, but they're attempting to be serious. They want to do something in terms of ownership and equity. I'm not saying that you have to do that, because there's tons of people that rent and don't buy houses. It depends on what type of person you're trying to be, right? If you're cool with just building your business off of renting leads, go do that. Have at it. Have at it. But if you want to actually build something that's sustainable and you want to have something your agents can plug into, it is going to be more expensive. Yes. But the reward that you get on the back end for it is drastic. And honestly, if you look at the two, it's not even inherently more expensive. It's just more expensive up front, right? Relative to the value that you get, you actually save money when you do this. And I'll kind of walk you through how that works. Okay. Second thing is owning your back end CRM. So many agents run with like all these pseudo sub account type setups and like don't even have a manager. There's no flexibility, no adjustments. Like, you just literally, they give you a copy and paste template and then you got to like DM support. And then the support takes 2 days to get back to you. And then you have no adjustments. It's like, it's kind of trash, to be honest with you. Right. And then the last one is like you own all the intellectual property. So like IP is everything. If you're looking to sell your book of business down the line, like how much more would somebody buy your agency for if you're like, yeah, we have our own internal lead system? And we're like, it's going to increase your multiple drastically. Like, so if you don't have these 3 things and you're trying to build a really big agency, then like you should find somebody who can do it. It doesn't have to be us. It could just be somebody, right? I already talked about the 20% increase in conversions, right? Now, let's go into leasing. Now, I'm going to start with the top. I'm going to start from the top, right? So leasing is like simple, straightforward, and it's honestly affordable. I'll be honest. And you can make a lot of money. Okay? Second thing is, right, use of ease, no setup, cool. And then the other thing is, you don't really have to, worry about potentially losing out on upfront, right? Now, the reason I say it's simple, affordable, and you can make a lot of money is because you can run like age leads, that's leasing. You can run Like fresher leads that are like super affordable, that's leasing, and you can make a lot of money. Let me be honest. It's easy to use, simple and straightforward. Like buy the leads, drop them on a Google Sheet, drop them into a CRM. There's no setup. If you do get a CRM, like it's super straightforward. They probably have everything pre-built. When you own it, like it's just like moving into a house, right? It's like, okay, I'm moving to a house, I'm leasing. They already have a lot of things. Like you got your washer and dryer, you have your microwave, right? Like when you own a house or you build a house from the ground up, you have nothing. Like you got to come in, like you got to do everything. But it's the equity piece. So it depends on the type of person that you are, right? And then the last one is you don't really have to worry about losing out on money, because when you build a house, or when you decide to build your own internal system and actually like own your stuff, whether that's somebody helps you get set up, do it from the ground up, outsource talent, whatever avenue you choose to go, you still inherently have to realize that you can lose money. Like you're not guaranteed for anything to happen. Like when you're betting on yourself and you're running ads or you're building a team, like it's a lot of risk. And it's not to shy you away. I'm just being honest about the two avenues so you can understand why owning it will allow you to scale over time, but leasing is very attractive up front, right? It's like, okay, man, I know I spend a few $1,000s to get this set up, but like, how many leads am I gonna get? What's the ads gonna do? Like, yo, it for some people they don't like it. They're like, yo, just give me the leads. I know if I pay this, I'm gonna get this many leads. I don't want. So if that's the type of person you are, then it's gonna be hard for you to conceptualize and understand the value and actually having and owning something, because you are going to struggle with knowing how ads work and like ownership works, and you be so attached to like straightforward outcomes that you're going to really screw yourself. Like you won't be able to get past your own internal roadblock and thought process that you have. So until you just completely put that down and you say, hey, like I'm willing to basically step out and risk it, then it doesn't really matter, right? But here's the thing though. Now, in this situation, right now, imagine someone sees your ads or hears about your agency and you have nothing to show for it at all. They see your ads, they're just generic pages, you're paying, but you're not built, it's not compounding. Like you're making money, but it resets every month. It does not compound. You make money, resets every month. You just have to keep doing that. Then your agents come in and they do their own thing. They got so over time, like over a horizon, right? Let's just call it like over a 2-year span. And we actually did this, right? So we looked at it. So if you lease, right, it's more affordable upfront, right? If you own, it's less. But here's the caveat. With more agents and having an agency, right? Which is hence why even like what we stopped doing is like, we just sell leads to agents. It's just super straightforward, which is why we kind of like divided our business into pillars. And then on this end, we like to work with agencies or like really high income, high net worth agents that would be willing to pay us for our time, effort, and energy to partner up with them, which is very a la carte. Most of the times we work with agencies. The reason why we do that, just so it's very, very clear, is because from a cost perspective, when you have 3, 4, 5 agents, it makes more sense for you to partner with us and pay our fee than for you to just buy leads from us, right? It just financially, it makes sense. And then you get all the other additional benefits, etc. If you're an individual agent, though, it's like one or two people. It's like, it doesn't really matter. The reason why I say that, though, is every agent. So this is the thing. I talk about this, right? There's hidden fees and everything in lead gen space. A lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh yeah, I mean, it's just nothing. It's like, no, right? There's hidden fees. So let's say you pay $50 for a lead. I'm gonna get back to this, right? It'd be $25 to generate. I'm just making this up. It could be, right? And then it's $25 in profit. Now, you're like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter. But if you do 25 times 25, you start doing your math, you figure out how much money is going into this. It's like, okay, it's $400 or $500. You multiply that times 4 if you buy weeks over a month, because most people, I mean, you can try a pack of leads out for a week, but you should try something for a month. So let's just call it a month, right? And then let's just say it's $500. It's $2,000. That's $2,000 in hidden fees. People are like, well, what does that mean? It's like, well, yeah, you got your leads, but now if 3 people buy it, that's $6,000. Most programs don't cost $6,000 a month, like a retainer fee, right? So you start doing math when you add up the hidden fees. And the reason why people are so scared is because they're not willing to bet on themselves and say, like, I don't know. It's like, dude, you're paying the money anyways. You're just paying in hidden fees you just don't know about. Like, cause when you buy a lead from somebody, when you buy a lead from me, when you buy a lead from any company as a life insurance agent, you have no idea what the actual cost to generate the lead is. You don't know at all. So while you like the fact that it's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna buy this lead for this price, and it's just like simple. When if you knew that the lead, like if I sold you a lead for $30 and you knew it was 10 to generate, wouldn't you rather just get the lead for $10 and pay a fee so at least you know exactly what it is, and then you'll always get the lead at cost? Right? Like, so when you think about it in that frame and you eliminate the whole like, well, I'd rather, and it's like, cool. But basically what you're saying is you're not willing to risk the ability to not know exactly what it's going to be. And it's just fear. It's like most of the time with people, it's just fear. Like when you don't want to own and create your own asset, it's literally just fear. You're like, I don't know. Like, I put this money down on this house. If I do this, if I do that, it'd be easier if I just. Yes, it's simple. It's straightforward. Like, you know exactly what you're getting when you're leasing. You know exactly what you're getting. Things will be taken care of, right? It's like, but when you own, you're gonna save way more money over the long haul, way more. Even if you do it, uh, even if you decide to do it in a way, if you're buying enough leads individually, you'll still save enough money. But once again, that's for like the higher income owners, the people who are doing like annuities. That's why like we don't offer just annuity leads. You have to partner with us. Our annuity packages are set up because those agents make a ton of money. It just doesn't make necessarily sense for solo agents to do the ownership package because what are you building the ownership for? You might as well just lease the leads. You don't have a team because the purpose of it is for not only you, because here's the thing, if that's $2,000 for you in hidden fees and you bring two more people on, that's 6K. If you scale your agency to 10, that's $20,000 in hidden fees. You mean to tell me? I mean, I don't know how many companies are charging 20K a month for a retainer. So if you're sending all these people to these people, like it just doesn't make sense. Like when I think about it more and more, I'm like, okay, cool. That's why we created the package that we have. But then I also realize like most people just are playing the wrong game. They're just playing inherently the wrong game. They don't know how to play the right game. They also don't necessarily know how to scale. So when you as an agent, when you look at building equity, it allows you to scale faster. Because if I tell you, dude, for every agent, minimally, you're going to be saving anywhere from 1,200, this is on average, to 1,700 across all. This is like when we did our research, we understood how cost conversion works in regards to like selling leads because we've been doing this for a long time. You're going to save anywhere from $1,200 to $1,700 on average per month per agent in hidden fees. They're like, whoa, what? It's like, yes. They're like, oh, that makes sense. Yes. So if you mean to tell me if you could take that $1,200, that $1,700, and put that back into ads, right? How many more leads could you get? Let's just say you're spending $100 a day, right? That's 12 days. That's 17 days. That's 17 more days of ads running, which means that let's say you're getting 3 leads. That's just bad. But let's say you're getting 4. The cost per lead is actually $25. You're getting 4 more leads a day, right? You do 4 times 10, that's 40 more leads that you're getting. You mean to tell me if you're getting qualified leads, because by the way, $50 leads are probably going to be qualified, OTP verified, whatever it is. 40 more leads, how much more money would you make? And like, this is what I'm saying about scaling. It's not inherently like, it's how you look at the money that you're spending. Most people just look at it wrong. It's just the frame in which they're identifying where they're at and like what they're trying to do. The moment you start realizing like, yo, if I own this, it'd make way more sense because then I'd be able to do this, I'd be able to do this, I'd be able to do this. Then the cost will come down per person. I know exactly what the ad cost is. I can scale. Like everything starts clicking. And that's where it's like, if you take the time to do that, you'll scale your agency faster than everybody. Most people are afraid to spend more. It's like, okay, if you track your numbers and you know your cost to acquire a client is, let's say it's $300. Say it's every $300 you spend, you close a mortgage protection lead for $1,500, right? Then like, I would want to spend $300 a day to close one deal a day because that means I'm closing $1,500 a day. $1,500 times 5, right? Let's say I work Monday through Friday, right? That's I don't know, my math's not the greatest, but that's 7 grand, 7,500, something like that, right? 7,500 times four. That's like 1,500 is on the low end because if you're that's just you doing a one policy. If you're doing a two people, it just makes sense. So when you look at it like that, that's a high cost to acquire a client, honestly. Like if you're running fresh leads, it can be even lower than that. So when you start understanding what those numbers are, you can scale a lot faster and then you can spend more money on ads rather than on hidden fees. Everything just starts adding up. And it's why a lot of our clients that's why this is how we got to 550 agents hitting 40K a month. This is what we teach. This is what we go through. Like we break down where you're at, where your agency's at, and we scale out each agent. Like a lot of times, if you follow me, you'll see I post on my story all the time people that have been winning. It's funny because I like tell agents when they should move from one lead type to the next. So I'm a progression guy, meaning that like if you come in and you do vet or filing expense or like regular mortgage protection and you don't know how to sell equity, you don't know how to do IULs, you don't know how to do like it's my sole job. Like the way I look at it is number one, I want to make you money as fast as possible, get you wins, right? Within the first week, need to get you wins. Builds a lot of trust in me. And you be like, oh, okay, cool. This is gonna be a long-standing relationship. Number two, I want you to improve your skill set because I know that typically the lowest barrier to entry is simple for people to understand, but I've been in this industry long enough to see so many people come and go, so many agency owners literally die, like not physically die, right? My bad, but like they're not here anymore. And what I noticed is like, okay, if that's the case, then let's just keep it simple. We need to get agents from where they're at to knowing what the best converting lead and the most profitable lead for all of our clients that have stayed with me for 3.5 years. Who are those people? What do? They sell mortgages, they sell IULs, they sell annuities. They know how to sell different types of mortgage, equity protection. They don't just sell simple term. They're not lazy. They learn how to sell different things over time. They improve their skill set. They are recruiting. So it's my job to help them do all of those things. Rest assured, the reason I'm saying that is when agents, like our bigger agencies that we have strategy calls with every agent. So every agent comes in, they have a 15-minute call with myself. We break down exactly where they're at, where they're trying to go, their budget. We set up all their goals. We get in alignment. We then do a check-in, right? So every month and a half, we'll check in, meaning like they'll check in with me personally, not the team. They have their weekly meetings, everything like that. When they check in, I figure out like, okay, where are you at and where are you trying to go? Because a lot of times people will just stay on what they're doing. They never think about what the next thing is. They're like, oh, well, this is cool, kind of working for me. So I had a girl, I won't drop her name, last night. She was asking about our live transfers, right? So we have live final expense, live transfer leads. We just re-released them because we had some back end stuff we had to take care of. They're coming to the public again, right? So we always roll it to our partners first. They get first access. They obviously get discounted rates at cost, which is like beautiful to them. And we were going through the information on Discord last night. And then I was like, why don't you just upgrade from like the unverified mortgage protection leads to like the verified ones? And she was like, oh, okay. So like, then we started going back and forth and it's like, yeah, you spend an extra $200 a week, but you're going to make way more money and the conversations are being better. And it's the same thing I did with 3 other agents in their agency a month ago. And now they're crushing it. And then I had one of the other agents who was doing it unverified, didn't really have success transparently, went back, started working the old verified leads and is crushing it. So when I think about it, I'm like, okay, now that I know that and that I've been doing this with agents so long, like I know exactly where they're at and what they need to do and how to grow. And if you do that with every agent inside of your agency, if you could just double what they make, your agency will grow. So if you come to me and you make 250K and just without like, just simply me getting you better leads, teaching you how to work those leads differently because now it's branded, now you have the equity in it, you'll double with your production just like that. Without recruiting. Then we start pulling into recruiting, we do the recruiting ads, we start building and we start scaling your agency. Right? But it all starts with the first piece of like you having equity because you can't run recruiting ads if you don't have a website. That don't even make sense. You can't be like, yeah, come work with me. And then they Google you and they're like, oh, I can't find anything. They're like, I'm not going to go work for this guy. Right? You have no about us page. You have no you have no contact us. It doesn't go anywhere. The page looks nasty. No privacy policy. No Facebook page. Not optimized. The ads look trash. No editing. No team to help you build out your CRM. No real leverage. You're just saying, oh, we run it. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, take some time and be respectful of yourself so you can actually start growing and scaling. And that's how we talk to our clients, because our goal is to help them grow as fast as possible, but as efficiently as possible as well. And when you have equity, right? When you build equity in your business, you can do that. Once again, if you're an agent who's like, I just want leads, that's fine. Go run leads, make as much money as you want, grow as much as you want. You got a little team, do that. But at some point, you should transition your mind from leads to equity, leasing to owning, renting to owning, right? Like liability to asset. It should always be, as you move things, you're just like, yo, I don't want to do this forever. I need to take that jump. I have to make a difference. Once you start doing that, you'll start building the equity that's actually in the business. So that way, if you grow to start making, because here's the thing, if you're making, so I work with like a sub agency inside of an agency that's making like 5 million a month, right? And they're doing, I think it's like 800K. Oh, sorry, yeah, they're doing 800K. We're trying to get them to $1 million. The agency owner who's making like 5 a month, he doesn't own anything. Like, he doesn't own anything. Now, makes a lot of money. It's great. But let's say he gets his agency to 10 million. He still doesn't own anything. And let's say that, so he's doing 120 million a year, 10 million a month, by the way. That's what I'm saying. Let's say that he's doing 120 million a year. And he wants to sell, let's say he gets a multiple of 10. I'm just making so 1.2 billion, right? Is like what his multiple is, and then he gets paid out, etc. That's not the point. The point is this. If he owns his own systems, do you think that his business will be worth, let's just call it a 2x higher multiplier? I think it's safe to say that it would. That's a lot of equity. When you're talking about millions and millions of dollars, so multiple 10 figures, sorry, 8 figures, I apologize. A 2x multiple is drastic. It's not like you're going from making $100 to $200 or $100,000 to $300,000. You're talking about going from $10 million to $30 million or $20 million or whatever it is, right? By having one thing that you paid for up front, built, and you still got the same results. You saved your agents money, and then you had more equity on the back end to sell for more. Just by doing one thing, you're making an extra $20 million. Like, you can't tell me that is not a logical trade-off. So, not that everybody's at that mark, because most people probably aren't making $5 million a month. So shout out to that person. But if you are trying to grow and you have aspirations of building a big agency and you want to scale, you should look at branding, building equity, hiring teams, and moving from liability in leads or leasing to ownership, right? And having an asset. So I hope this video helps. As always, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Our proprietary system is called Apex. If you're interested, not everybody can get qualified, so trust me. You can go to our website, you can book a call, you can DM me. Just let us know why you're there. We'll kind of walk you through what that looks like to potentially partner with us, see if you're a good fit. If you're not, that's cool. We can just send you to get some leads. You'll crush it and make a lot of money. So as always, we'll talk to you guys soon. Appreciate your time.